anyway, it doesn't, you still have to put that in, Kate. Thanks. So what I want to do is I'm just going to stop the recording here, but don't get off because Olivier is going to show us a little bit with Latest News Enhanced on how we can make this thing really fly and do a little bit more with it. So thank you, but don't leave. I'm just going to hit stop for the recording, and then I'm going to start it up again. Okay.
Oh, and it's me know. All right, everyone. We're going to try to replicate what Laura just did, but this time with Latest News Enhanced. I have in the documentation I created, there is a little page. The first page is about how to buy and download and install the extension. So I'm not going to go through that unless you are doing it right now. Let me know if you're on your way to do it. Otherwise, I'm just going to show you what you can do with it, even though you can't do it yourself at this time. But what we want to do with Latest News Enhanced Pro is create a blog view. So if you go to menu, main menu, and new items, once you have installed Latest News Enhanced Pro, you have an option to create a blog or a blog with K2. That's a blog you would use if you have the K2 installed and you want to use Latest News Enhanced with K2. But we're going to create a regular blog. You're going to call it, we're going to call it something similar to, okay, that was not right. Similar to the blog we created with Laura. So we're going to call it Movies. And I'm racing a little through the pages, so I'm on page 5 right now. You go to the Selection tab. In the Selection tab is where you're going to select which articles you want to show in your blog. And here we want to show the movies category. We could also just select all the categories we created. We could select action, family, cartoon, musical individually. But since we have a parent category, we can just do movies, and then we say we want to get all the movies to the categories under that, all levels. And then we want to make sure for later on that our categories are ordered in some fashion, either from the console in the admin or by title. That's all we really need to do, except maybe we want to order our items by title also. And all the articles that we're going to be showing will be ordered by title. Now we go to the Layout tab. It's a step-by-step process. Once you know how to use it, the extension it's pretty straightforward. You usually go from one tab to the next. I'm going to call it LNP, so that's going to be easier to refer to. In LNP, you have the same way of showing articles. There are leading items, that are like leading articles, and they are the remaining ones. So here we're going to decide we want to show one leading item. It's going to have a little format different, a little layout different than the other ones. We're going to make sure it gets 100% of the width of the window we're in, and then we're going to give a little space after it. That's all we need to select for now. When it comes to this point, I have to explain actually what actually is an item built of in NLP. You have different elements. The head element, which is the next item on this list, is like a little widget. Like you want to show an image, or you want to show an icon, or you want to show a calendar representation, or soon you're going to be able to show a video. Then you have another part of the article element. It's a title. Then you have the text. And then you also have the links, the remote links that you finally found on every blog, pretty much. And you can show categories and order some other information. So that's what the building blocks of an article is in LNP. So here we're going to select the head for the first leading article we want to show. And Laura created a custom field, and we can see that it's part of the list of the options we can use in that.
You have a message.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What is the coupon?
The coupon is CF Workshop. You can go up the list of in the messaging. It's just before the link. I wrote CF Workshop, all caps. Yeah, that's true. Well, it's only valid today, so it won't be valid tomorrow.
Okay, that's fine.
So if you want to use the software, I mean, if you don't download it today, just send me an email and I send it to you. So we're going to use, for the head of this article, we're going to use the custom field movie image that Laura created earlier. We're going to give it width and height. I realize that the width and height of the images are pretty much 200 by 300. We're going to give that to the biggest image. The extension actually creates thumbnails of the original, so you don't have to worry about giving the wrong size. It will create it for you. You may end up with weird results, but you'll be able to adjust it with the extension later on. The title, we're going to keep the title of the article. You can see that we have also other selections. Casted score are text fields, so we have them available here, but it doesn't make sense to use them. So we just use the title. We keep the length of the titles. We don't give any max for the number of letters we want to show. The text, let's say we want to just see 300 letters of the text. Yeah. Just 1 second. And that's about it for now. And then we want to, like I forgot to tell you earlier, the title, we will have it as an H3, an HTML header H3. Going to look nicer. And then we need to do the same thing with the remaining items. And then we're going to consider that we want 2 columns. So to make it 2 columns, you have to make the articles about 45 or 48% wide. I'm going to cut the window in two parts. We want to make sure that we don't have these articles squeezed too much. And then we're going to put some space. The spacing usually you do it later on when you see that your items are too close on each other, or you can change that. We still use the custom field movie image for the remaining of the items. Title is the same. Gonna use the same amount of letters for the text to make it simpler for now. And then we get to the part where all the common features, we're gonna align the items with some space around. the text introduction, we're going to actually use the custom field summary so that we show that instead of showing what's inside the article. Then the linking is easy. You can decide what items of the article needs to be linked. You can link the title. You can link the head, which is the image at this point. You can add a read more link, or you can add a link that's appended to the text. We're going to append a link to the text. We're going to have all the articles linked to their own article. And then we're going to call it this label. We're going to learn more about the movie. And that's about it for that. And we want to show the category. And the category, we're going to show it before the title. Let's have that and see what's going to happen on the page. Oh, of course. I need to change that. We should do it. Okay. Then we go to the Avengers page. And we should have a new item, the new item movies. And anyway, that's what we see so far. We have, I messed up the size of the image, but we have the first image, the leading article, that's pretty big, and then the two columns with the other articles.
And also, if you click on the image, did you make that clickable yet, or you didn't?
No, I didn't.
He didn't make it clickable yet.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit that.
No. Let me see.
Well, you may not have walked them through how to do that yet.
I don't remember if I did it before, but I think it's in the document.
It is in the document. So
yeah, when I did the linking, I linked only the appended link, but I want to. You can link the head too.
Yeah,
which will link the
what is the
image.
Link?
It's a link that is glued to the text. Like after a ... you can put the link. Well, that's what it is here.
And why would you use that? What gives you that your read more?
Because it's part of the text. It's going to be getting all the same
so
styling.
it's because it doesn't go on a new line?
It's not a button. It's just a link.
So if you do it as a read more, the read more comes on a new line?
Yes, and it can be a button. Yeah, and this one could be a button too. You can style it, but it's going to be part.
Is that better for accessibility? Eddie, what do you think?
Sure. Well,
or it doesn't matter?
In accessibility, the linked text should describe what it's taking you to.
Which it does.
Which it does. But what somebody like the guy who didn't like the solution might say, they should include the movie name, which I don't know.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah,
yeah, like somebody might say those linked text should be.
Yeah, I could do that as an option.
Add an option add the title.
It does. I think if I did it right, you should. No, I didn't do it right yet. I'm in the process of fixing my extensions for accessibility, but it will have what's the thing? Shoot, I forgot now. The area label in it with the title.
The title.
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's a tooltip right now. You can see there is a tooltip here. But it will also be the area.
So you're already making it do that because you put the tooltip.
Yeah. Yeah, the area label it will be in the next ready section.
Is there a tooltip on the image too, or no?
You can decide yes. Okay. If it's linked. It's on the image too.
People were able to hear my question.
Yeah. If there's also a tooltip on the image if the image is linked. I was going to do something else. Yes, the size of the pictures are not correct.
So what is the difference between the head size and the item size?
The head size is just for the image or the calendar or the icon you want to show in that as a widget, extra widget. So
now the item it's just minimum width and maximum width.
Yeah.
Of the entire.
It's for
item.
To make sure that when you resize the window, it resizes correctly.
It resizes it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you squeeze the window too much, see, it was two columns.
Mm-hmm.
If he goes down, if I didn't have a minimum width, it would keep squeezing the text and not turn into one column only.
Okay.
That's what I could show you. If I don't put any in. Right here. If I have no min width, it's coming, guys. Well, it still did.
Maybe you need a refresh.
Yeah, probably refresh. But it would squeeze. It would keep getting the two columns.
The images may already be smaller.
Yeah, I'm using Flexbox also to show the items, so Flexbox already does a lot of heavy lifting. But trust me, guys.
Yes, we've done it. Trust me, we've done it. And,
to avoid the squeeze. So I put the link on the image. See, it's refreshing. Then it got slow. Okay, so you can see you have the.
Now you can click on the image.
Yeah, you have the tooltip from the. It's not very visible on. But
great.
Yeah. No, I think we lost him. No?
I'm not on as the host, so I can't see.
There's still 4 people. So that's it for now. But it still looks pretty bland. And it doesn't really look very good. So now we want to add the information we had earlier. We want to add the score. And then we want to add the cast. Just for the sake of it. So if you go to the information tab, you can add any kind of information. Very soon it's going to be unlimited number of fields. Here you can find the custom field that we created. So we put the score one, and we're going to add an icon to it to make it nicer.
Oh, nice.
Let's put an icon like for fabric. There's a page on my website that shows all the icons that are available. And then that's the part where it's before the title. And then we're going to add another.
You have it, Eddie?
Yeah.
We're going to do the cast just before the text. And then we can add the label. It doesn't use the labels from the custom fields. You have to add your own if you want one. So we're going to save that.
Yeah, which is the way we did the website kind of conflicts with how you do it.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't want the label to display, but on yours.
The thing, what I'm going to with this component is that I want to create my own article views so that you don't end up with this kind of work. You don't have to either work on in articles and then in the extension. You would do everything in the extension. So here you have the score, and you have the action category, and you have the cast. So you have the action category is not really nicely put there. Actually, I'm going to show you something. If you go to layout and click. The Wi-Fi got slow. Okay, ready. If you go to the category section, which is at the bottom, you can say you want to link the category to either the content category, so which shows the Joomla view of a category, or you can say self, and in this way, whenever you click on a category, it will show all the items that are on the page just for that category.
Nice.
So it's like a feature.
Filtering. Yeah.
So if I go back, our connection got slower, but also I'm going to show you later on that when you create the extension, the view with the extension, every time you refresh the page, it recreates the thumbnail. And I will show you later how you can avoid that so that you make your page load faster. But
if you click on action.
So if you click on action, you end up seeing only the 2 action movies. Yeah.
How do you want to do that, though?
You can't. You
okay.
have, because you have to do an extra step later on. I can show you now.
You gotta put the filtering back on. You gotta
yeah, I can. Yeah, you go to the pagination tab.
Yeah.
You say I want to show an indexing of the categories, and I want to make it a select box. And the order is going to be the order of how they are selected in the database. So I keep selection. I don't want to click on the category movies, and I will show you how and why. And we're going to make it a hierarchy inside the select box. So now you can set that, and you will end up with a select box with the 4 possibilities of the categories you want, or all categories. We don't want the movies.
But if you do all, will it do all within movies?
Yes. If
so
you do
it's all in the entire website.
Yeah, the thing is,
it uses the first category you selected.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. If you, that's why at the beginning, if you do a selection here, and you actually select each category, if your layout is going to be always the same, you can do that. It's not going to change. But if you have categories that are added regularly or some removed, it's a problem. But you can do it like that, and then you will not have that extra category in the select box. You can actually take it away with just say yes, but it's an extra step. So you have all action covered, family musical, which actually is probably easier for the user. And you can also, so you can see all the article this way. But it still doesn't look very nice. So I'm going to go in theming. We're going to already use the original modern theme. That's the newest theme that I created.
But I thought that doesn't stack.
What do you mean?
Does it stack? Does the modern one wrap?
Yes. It does
At one
work.
point it did not, correct?
No.
I thought at one point it
No,
did.
no. It's using the Flexbox for capability of the CSS. It's just so it looks a little different now. Where you have a border, it gives a little more white space. But still, we have like the things look a little weird. Like now we have the category.
It didn't wrap. So if you make it smaller, does it stack?
It should be.
It was a while ago because I remember trying it once.
Maybe it was just
and it wasn't wrapping. It's not wrapping.
What is not wrapping? Oh, the under. Oh, yeah. I see what you mean. The text doesn't wrap under the image.
Correct. So that's still correct, right?
Let me see if I fixed it on. I don't remember if I fixed it on.
You remember, right? That's the issue. Because most of our images are all square.
You can tell the text to wrap. I forgot because I work on different extensions. They are not exactly the same.
So in layout, you have to set the wrapping to on.
I think it's per.
Wrap.
Yes. Let's see. Let's see for the.
And the image has to be minimum enough.
Yeah, because it's a problem with Flexbox actually. You can't wrap on Flexbox.
There you go. See?
Yeah, so I don't remember if I fixed it or not. No, I didn't fix it.
Okay.
No, it's a CSS issue with Flexbox.
Because it needs the image to go to 100%, so it's, or however it's done, I don't know, but.
I hope people understand what we are talking about. Yes, the text could wrap under the picture if the text is very long. Let's say, see, like under Rumble, the text goes down the page. It would be nicer and take more space, less space if the text was going under the image and wrapping around it. I'm using Flexbox in CSS to show the image and the text side by side, but Flexbox doesn't allow you to wrap one element under the other. This is not possible. You would have to use a grid system, which is not fully available for all browsers yet. So that's why I didn't do it yet.
That's okay, as long as we don't use the modern one.
Yeah, the regular theme does allow the wrapping, but not that theme. That's why it's nice. It's a nice theme if you don't want to show too much text, actually. If you want to limit, because you see here you have a lot of text.
Yeah.
But it still doesn't look very good. And I show you an example on how to add some CSS. And I don't know if we won't have the time, but if you go through the documentation, there is some CSS to show the scores and the category a little in a nicer way. And I'm gonna enable the movies I created earlier so that you see the results. I've created the same blog when I did the documentation. And what I did is I actually put the score over the image, so it shows, and then you have the action category on the corner here, which looks a little like the theme, and then the template. I mean, and then.
What about adding the social media?
And then this is one of the options you have as information you can add social media that will link to the article itself. So when you do, when you click on Twitter, it brings you to Twitter, and you can share the page of the article, not that page, but the page the article goes into.
If you click on the Facebook, what image does it associate with it?
Let's see, I forgot. Well, it's basic. It doesn't give you the image. I think it just gives you the text of the.
And the article.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's pulling the description of the website. This is the front page of your new website.
Oh yeah, so you use the metadata. So you have to have metadata for your article in the publishing field, a tab of your article. You have to have that's what will be added there, I guess. So that's the end look, and then you can. What I didn't show you is how to get the headers here. You can have a header per category too, if you wanted to. Here you have the first article is always the leading one. So this is the bigger one. But then the second one is taking 100% because there's only one extra article in that category. If there were two articles in the category after, if there were three articles, sorry, you would see two here. But since Flexbox uses the whole space, it shows it as 100%. But then
it's not doing a lead for each category. It's the lead for the entire page.
It's a lead for the entire page, like it does in the regular Joomla blog. I'm not sure it does exactly the. It keeps the same behavior so that people don't get confused about it.
Okay.
It's actually difficult to do otherwise. So that the cartoon category, you can see if you click on cartoon, you only get. Did I click on cartoon? Let's see. You get only the cartoon items, and you can see that the first one is the lead, and then you have the two remaining ones. You can also go to the blog you created and add some more extra items. You can add a search field, for example. That you find under page display. You can add search. It will allow you to search the content that's on the page. You can make the categories part of it or not. So the intro is the intro text.
Eddie, we haven't turned that on before.
Search.
It's
that
new.
way, if you're looking for a certain instructor,
you can select it. Yeah.
You can use that search instead of.
Yeah.
I don't know if your phone just stopped or if we're still on. It just went on.
It does that.
Yeah. Okay.
Can it ask if everybody can still hear you?
Can everybody hear me? Okay, super. Thank you. You can also add a page title or a page heading. Sorry, that's what's showing here. It doesn't have to be the same heading as the menu. And so you have you can add an article before and after also if you want to. You can even add modules to those articles. So you have modules before and after your view.
We had an issue when we did the article before that some of the classes didn't work with them. Right, Eddie?
Yeah.
Was that when we did an article before for the Paul Robeson Scholars page?
Oh, yeah. Well, we selected an article to show above, a different article to show above the blog, and it suppressed the caption class.
Yes, oh yeah, you contacted me for that. Yes, it doesn't get all the information of an article. It gets only the text, pretty much, of that article.
Well, it shows the image that was in the article. It just didn't generate the caption.
Yeah.
It showed the image.
Yeah, I forgot what I answered to you.
Yeah.
What did I answer?
So
I forgot the issue was. Or did I put it
and
on the
he
site?
did it by manually putting the caption in instead of using the header class. He created his own class.
I did inline.
Caption
I had to do it inline.
Class. Yeah, you told me you fixed it by doing it manually,
That's
and
correct,
yeah, but I still have to figure out why it didn't work. That's what happened. I lost my mouse. What else can I show you? Did that? Oh yes. There's also an issue like in genre in general. If you click on the learn more about the movie, you're going to see it, but it takes you to the home page. It's right here, but it's under the home page. The way to fix it is to create a menu item of category blog, and that contains all the articles you want to show.
Is there any way you can create in the component, because in the module you did, to force a specific menu ID to open?
Yeah, that's what I need to do for this case, because that's I was working on it yesterday, and I was like, that would be nice if I can say under which menu item I want to go, and I could select myself.
That's correct.
So that's what I need to add.
But if that menu item doesn't exist, that's not going to work.
Yeah. The menu item has to exist at some point on the website.
If it has to exist,
then
you're creating a hidden menu item anyway.
Yeah, but you don't have to do it, because look, if I go to Avengers, you already have an action movie menu item.
So it's going to open up.
So it opens in action movies.
Category blog. Right.
Yeah. But if you don't have that, it opens on the home page, because since LNP is not part of the content component, the software doesn't know where to put the pages.
But, okay, so an advantage to doing it is you could create a general menu item, and you could point to that general one. So you don't have to necessarily, but you will have to create one menu item. Like, Eddie, we have a couple of things. We'll have a couple of latest news enhanced components. And basically all of them, we want them to open up in a general menu item. It doesn't need a certain menu on the site. We just don't want it to open on the home page.
Yes, it doesn't have to be visible either. What I've done is I created here.
We always create a hidden menu item, but that means we have to create a hidden menu item for every category or for a header category.
What I've done here is I created a movies category blog.
That's what we've done.
I chose the category parent, which takes care of all the children. And I say in page display, or is it page, no, link type, display in menu, no.
Yes, that's what we've done.
And then that makes it, did I save it?
Or we call it a detail page, because it's about a person, so it's a people page.
Yeah, so you do a general page, and when you're under the blog, you just go to the Toy Story one, sorry. And then it stays in my menu. It stays in my space. But here, I noticed that with this template, even though I said I don't want it to show,
we have the same error,
it shows.
Because we're in gantry. It's a bug in gantry. You have to put on the third level menu item.
Yes.
Okay.
But for us, our third level menu items, we had to change the CSS in gantry to hide third level menu items.
Yeah, gantry should take care of that option.
It should, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
That's the gantry error.
Yeah. And before we break up, I just want to show you that what you can do with LatestNewsEnhanced too. You can, if you go to Jumanji, for example, you can tell LatestNewsEnhanced, you can create a module instance and tell that you want to show all articles related to each other. And then this time, I want to show the related article inside my article. You can do that by using a little plugin that's packaged with the extension, and it's called.
So you don't have to create it as a module?
It is a module.
You create it as a module.
But then you have to tell him you have to have this extra plugin, related news in article. You have to turn it on, and it will add a little option if you use latest news as a module.
I didn't know you had to turn that on first.
Yeah, you have to, because it adds.
Is that new?
No, it's been a while.
So I've always turned it
But
on.
it's one of those.
See that? We have to always turn that on.
This is one of those hidden features. If you do that, and then when you go to the Advanced tab, it adds the location of where you want to show the module.
Oh, that we have never done.
And
so we always manually put the module inside of the article.
Mm-hmm. You can do that, or you can have it done automatically. You can say.
So we don't have to put the module in the article.
No, you can say I want it to show always after the first paragraph.
But how do you define what pages this module is going to show on?
Because
menu item?
You link it as a related article, because in a module you have a little extra option that you can use as related. And here I rate it by keyword, but you can read it by tag.
But then we don't have to put the module inside of the article manually.
No, it's automatic.
Eddie. Dude.
That's why I wanted to show you, because that's one of the hidden features that you may not know about.
What? Make it so hidden.
No, it's in the documentation, but it's one, you know.
Where's going to find that?
Yeah, I've written an article and all that stuff that it's still, you know.
That's crazy.
You have to look for it.
All right, Eddie, we're going to have to try it. You understand how that's working?
Sort of, yeah. I mean, you just turn that plugin on.
So you make sure that your articles are related, here they are related with the Robin Williams. Like I want to show all the Robin Williams related to each other. And I said, okay, I used keywords because I didn't want to use the tag so that it doesn't show in your demonstration earlier. Mm-hmm. So I put Robin Williams as a keyword to Jumanji and as a keyword to Aladdin. And then I say I want my module to show all related articles by keyword.
Which we already do this setting. But what we don't do is go to that advanced setting.
I go to the advanced settings.
So look at this option, Eddie. It
will open this. I was thinking about that yesterday also when I did that.
That location.
I should not hide it. I should hint that there's options that I can show. Yeah. Actually, it does. Wait, if I turn it off.
Yeah, but you wouldn't know to even look.
If I turn it off, I think I put a message.
So Eddie, basically, you know, in when we do the related, when you have the field, an instructor for history, right? We have a many-to-many. So Joe, their specialization, right?
Yeah.
So I list what their specializations are. Or the other way around. Forgetting what. No, books. What books? No, that's what books they've written.
No, you say it's in the advanced tab of the menu item?
Oh, yeah.
You have to turn the plug-in on.
I used to have a message. I guess I screwed up at some point, and there's no message anymore.
So Eddie turned the plug-in on, but he's not seeing that option in location. It's under location, Eddie.
And the
module.
Oh, the module.
The module, not the blog. It's not working for the blog.
So this is the module when we want to show a bunch of things that are related.
Yes.
All right.
And so I guess I make you go through all that.
That's okay. No, I'm going to work on that tomorrow. I'm going to find.
So you turn on the plugin. Content related news in article. Then you go to the module and it should show the parameters.
Now, if you do this and you're also loading the module, then it'll show it twice.
Yes. You mean because
or will the page just blow up?
No.
It'll just show the module twice on the same page.
Yeah. Yeah, there will be a problem.
That's okay. I want to find where we do it because I had our students go through and add module 392, module 392, module 392. Right, Eddie? Now you remember it?
Yeah.
Then I didn't know we could do this.
Then
I didn't need that line of code.
Yeah. Then you also want to make sure that when you do related items, that in the selection, you don't select the one related item you see on the page. So,
that's okay. We already do that.
So yeah, you have the option here.
We already have that turned off.
You see the exclude current item.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So you don't actually show Jumanji and Aladdin in that extra. So you can show different modules at different stages. If you create an audio module instance and you say, okay, this time I want to show it after the second paragraph, then you can have another module to show after the second paragraph.
That's great.
So in this way, you can get to this configuration that I say you may also like Aladdin, because you like Jumanji.
Very nice.
One other thing, you can also use article details. This is a plugin that's free. And then you can skin, well, if you get the pro version, you're going to be able to skin the custom fields inside the article. You can change the look of an article with article details and article details profile. So you can have your blog show exactly like your article. I mean, with the same look, you could do the same thing. Until I get LatestNewsEnhanced to also take care of showing articles. But it's a long way to go because it's a lot of work. Yes, I wanted to show you at the end also for modules in blog, to make your page fly after you've created your design, make sure you remove the white spaces. That takes care of all the blank spaces that are created, that compresses the page. And also, you may want, if you have a few scripts, you may want to have them in line instead of have them as files if you have too many HTTP requests. But specifically, you want to reset headers to null, because like that, the extension won't recreate all the style sheets and scripts that it creates to function. And you want to make sure it also, you don't reset the pictures when it creates the thumbnail. And then you have to remember, though, that if you do a modification, you have to put that back to yes, or else you will crush your head against the wall and wonder why your modifications don't do anything.
What if you clear the cache, though?
And you can clear the cache too. Yeah.
Clear the cache.
If you clear the cache, also it will. If you use the cache as a cache folder.
Right. Okay.
And then the easiest thing to do is put everything to global. And then when you do a change, you just change the global configuration, and then all your modules and all everything is going to be reset. And every time you reinstall, or you update the extension, it resets the style sheet. So that if there are any modifications in the software, it's reflected on the update. Okay. So you don't have to worry about it when you update. That's pretty much what I wanted to say. I'm going to hit the record button.